So I've been thinking about something recently, and I see it getting more and more attention. And, why is everyone underestimating Ryan Garcia? I just saw something that Teofimo Lopez said, yesterday, that he wasn't impressed with Ryan Garcia from what he's seen so far. You have Devin Haney talking about that being easy work. You have Gervonta Davis, calling him out, calling him names, texting him, all this type of stuff. And I don't get it. I really don't get it. He's 5'10". He's going to be fighting at lightweight, but whether it's 130, 135, he's fast, he's strong. His last 2 fights, he has fought credible opposition. 2 first-round knockouts.
Devastating.
And let me tell you something. How many rounds did Fonseca go with Gervonta Davis? Was it 9? Was it more than 9? Was it 9, 10?
Yeah.
I don't remember. But
it's right. I mean, I totally get where you're going with the narrative. Right. Just to give you he went give you the specifics. He went 8 rounds with Gervonta.
Okay, 8 rounds with Gervonta, and you're going to have your opportunity to talk about this in the championship rounds. But here's what I have to say: Ryan Garcia, 21 years old, has the physical attributes. Right, he's got the height, he's got the speed, he's proving it in the ring. He's been brought along properly, and he's also getting excellent training. He's getting excellent training, not just in the physical part, but also from the mentorship that he probably gets around someone like Canelo. And regardless of what promotional, conflict he's might have had in the past year with Golden Boy, whatever, it seems that everything's going fine and everyone's on the right, the same page. But if you just keep it to what's going on in the ring, for people I just don't know what it is. Maybe he's too good looking for them. Maybe there's some jealousy with that big fan base he brings. Maybe they want a piece of that, figuring they're going to get a big purse for fighting Ryan Garcia. I definitely think Ryan Garcia is going to be a world champion. And I think he might be, out of all these big names that are being thrown around, he might be the most underestimated guy.
Honestly, I think a lot of it has to do with his looks. Ryan Garcia, at this point, if you're watching this show, you should know what Ryan Garcia looks like. But Ryan Garcia looks like he could be in a boy band.
Right.
He looks like a boy. He looks like he is like the Hispanic member of NSYNC. That's what he looks like, right? But here's the thing. And there is I almost want to liken it to when you are, and it's not even just black basketball players, because it's white basketball players too, because I've heard Larry Bird say this. When you're a great basketball player and they put a white guy on you, a lot of, Jimmy Butler, actually, the Miami Heat's Jimmy Butler just said this like 2 weeks ago. Like 2 weeks ago. He was offended that they put a white guy on him to guard him, because there's this natural thought. Larry Bird said the same exact thing. Larry Bird, obviously a white guy, says if teams would put a white guy on him, he would look at the coach like, you must be serious to think that this guy can guard me. And I think that what you're seeing is a little bit of that same type of stereotyping and dismissing of Ryan Garcia, because most fighters don't look like Ryan Garcia. Most fighters don't look like Oscar De La Hoya. But obviously we knew that there was an exception there. And I think some of the reason why initially, I don't know if people remember this, initially, Oscar De La Hoya wasn't completely embraced by the Mexican fight community. Some of it had to do with, not being born in Mexico and that sort of thing. But initially there was a little bit of a separation there. He was kind of considered too pretty. They was automatically associated with him being soft. And I think that Ryan Garcia gets a lot of that same type of thing. But on the other hand, like what you said, I think that people also see him as a meal ticket, because he is garnering this attention from a demographic that maybe wasn't paying attention to. I mean, you saw when Ryan Garcia scored the scintillating knockout over Fonseca. The first person's face that they showed in the crowd was Logan Paul.
Right.
Logan Paul's in the audience doing his YouTube thumbnail faces and all this kind of, this is what he's doing. And that demographic is surging towards Ryan Garcia. And it's a very valuable demographic to boxing promoters and to networks. This is why these YouTube fights are doing better numbers than much better fights for the sport.
Right.
And so these people are paying attention and giving some credence to this crowd. And so while the Gervonta Davises and the Tevin Farmers and the Devin Haneys are looking and like really getting somewhat irritated with the type of attention that Ryan Garcia is garnering, they're also still paying attention to the numbers. And they're like, if I get this dude, I'm going to smash this guy and I'm going to smash him in front of his audience and my audience. And this is what's going to happen. So I think those two things are really what explain the seemingly influx in calling out of Ryan Garcia. The other thing is he got a big mouth too. He's doing a lot of talking himself. He's calling out a lot of people. So when you call out people, you bring attention to yourself as well. And people are going to call out whatever it is the thing that stands out about you. So Ryan Garcia is calling this person out, that person. He's in the ring right after Fonseca. He's calling out Devin Haney. He's calling out Gervonta. So it's a two-way street, but I do think the disrespect comes. So he's not this little guy in a corner, like the REM song, "That's me in the corner." No, that's not him in the corner. He's actually bringing a lot of this on himself too. Yeah,
but Brian, I appreciate that, by the way. It's a great take and great, rebuttal to my in between the rounds. But what I said is, why is he so underrated? So what I am saying is this. I hear Gervonta and I hear Devin Haney and your points are well taken, right? but before they know it, that length and height and that quickness and that hook, they might be laying on their back wondering what just happened. And that's what I'm getting at. It's not about, do they want to fight? We know they all want to fight each other. I just think they're underestimating them.
See, I don't know, though, because you remember when we asked Gervonta who he thought would present him the most issue, he said Ryan.
When you gave him the comparison against Leo Santa Cruz.
Right.
Yeah, but he also knows it's a bigger money fight.
I don't know, but he said, we asked him and we said, who do you think will give you the most challenge? And he said Ryan, and his explanation was that he felt that he would handle Santa Cruz the same way he did Pedraza. So he's going to beat him up.
Then Teofimo's comment hasn't impressed me.
Yeah, with Teofimo, I've never heard Teofimo say anybody impressed him, which I totally get, and I don't have a problem with that because this is part of who Teofimo is.
But it's a ridiculous comment. And I love Teofimo. It's a ridiculous comment. Yeah, I just feel it's just they're underestimating him. But anyway, I don't want to go too much into your rebuttal there. But
this is fine. I don't think that I don't know that he's being underestimated.
Listen, these guys underestimating Ryan Garcia is making me a fan.
I already like Ryan Garcia. So,
yeah, but I'm just saying it's making me a fan.
Yeah, I already like Ryan Garcia. I like Devin Haney.
I'm getting to the point where I want to see him go out there and I want to see him take care of business.
Yeah, I don't like taking away my, being a writer and trying to cover things, down the middle. As a boxing fan, which I think that's what I am first and foremost, because I wouldn't even be writing about it if I wasn't a fan.
Right.
But as from a fan standpoint, I don't favor any of them over the other at this point. Now none of them have I haven't connected to one of them more than the other. I don't dislike any of them. I think they're all, there's something about Gervonta that makes me want to see him succeed because I know the hardships that he's come from. And so that is endearing to me because I'm like, but I still wouldn't say that I've established this connection to any of them, where, in the middle of me typing up my recap, I'm like, neither. I don't have that. I don't have that.
But let me give you a perspective from someone that manages two fighters that are in the top 3 world ratings in the lightweight division. George Kambosos and Emmanuel Tago, right? So Ryan leapfrogged Tago Tego was number 2 in the WBO. He was number 1. They put Lee Selby at number 1, but Lee Selby's fighting Kambosos, who I manage, for the IBF Eliminator to end up fighting the winner of Lomachenko Lopez. And Tego was number 2.
Right.
Ryan was number 3, and they flip-flopped them after Ryan knocked out Fonseca. Okay? So if I had my choice as to who I wanted Tego to fight right now, it's either Devin Haney or Gervonta Davis, then Ryan Garcia. I put Ryan Garcia. I see Ryan Garcia as more dangerous than Haney and Davis. And that's where I'm coming from as far as when I actually look at it, how it could hurt my pocket and how it could affect, I see Ryan as a danger. I see Ryan as a guy that quick left hook at any given time is a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this. He has made his victories look easier than all of them. Against the same guys in some ways, They're
credible.
Yeah. I think the size difference between him and Gervonta is super interesting because people don't realize Gervonta's short for lightweight, He's
very short for lightweight, right?
And Ryan Garcia is long for lightweight. And they both can really crack. I think that Gervonta is the faster fighter, has the faster hands. I think he has the faster feet. But I also think that Ryan is a smoother boxer and is more apt to be able to deploy a jab, which is the counter for the speed.
I also think nothing against Gervonta. I think Ryan has the better boxing IQ. I
definitely think that's a fair assessment.
I think what I'm saying is Gervonta is just more physically dominating.
Yes.
And I think Ryan is a little bit more cerebral.
But it's not
a knock. It's just me.
But we don't know what either of them look like when they are being forced to go to their plan B, because neither of them have had to do that.
Right.
And I think that's the true test of fight IQ.
Right.
What do you do when plan A isn't working?
Right. So look, remember the whole comment here, when you guys get in here and start commenting, it was me asking, why is Ryan Garcia so underestimated?
Right.
And that's what we're really talking about.
That's what we're talking about. Why is he so underestimated? And I guess my take is that I don't know that it's underestimated as much as it is targeted.
But it's both, because I'm hearing guys say they're not impressed, that they haven't seen him do anything that should warrant his rating.
I just throw that into the same pot with all of the other stuff. Because Teofimo has said that same stuff about Vasyl Lomachenko. And there's no way in the world he's 100% truly not impressed with Vasyl Lomachenko. We know that that's just him calling guys out. Right. And I totally believe Teofimo 100% believes in himself. Sure. Right now, he's one of the most confident professional athletes you'll find.
I mean, I think they all are.
I mean, yeah, but some people's confidence is a little bit more real than other guys. Other guys are confident when you put a microphone in front of them and ask them to talk. Teofimo carries an air and a demeanor as if, bro, no, really, legit, I believe this. Right. There's nobody as good as me. Like, whether he gets that proven wrong or not, he has this thing that, and it makes sense because he's the product of a loving father and a trainer who just heaps embellishments on him all the time, constantly telling him how great he is, which is what he's supposed to do. But that's where you build your confidence from, especially as a young man, your father telling you, constantly approving, you're good, you're great, you're great, you're great. He believes that. He believes that. So like I said, whether or not somebody will beat him and shake that in him is different. But his confidence comes off to me as the most real that you'll see of anybody. Like we talked to Gervonta. Gervonta was very open and vulnerable, so to speak, when we talked to him. He talked about a time when he was backstage. He asked somebody to take his gloves off because he was scared he was going to lose. He talked about the pressure of feeling like knocking guys out.
I mean, Brian, we got to reiterate, we like all these guys.
Oh yeah, no, I say that to say is there's a different levels of self-confidence.
Right. Like just because we give an opinion, doesn't mean we don't like a guy. I'm just trying to find out why overall there might be this sentiment that Ryan's underestimated. And I understand what you're saying. Maybe it's not so much underestimated as targeted, where people know fighting him is going to be a big payday. And maybe one of the ways to get to him is by diminishing him.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's got a lot to do with it. I think that has a lot to do with it.